Welcome to the Alkalign Lifestyle School, where you teach mind and bodies how to thrive as a true, authentic, divine self. I'm your host and guide today, Fidelis Nugget II, and I'm talking to you today about how to stop being a weak man. And this is actually from experience, because I used to be a weak man. I used to be a very docile human being. I used to be a very domesticated, what I would say, not aggressive, and no boundary setting, and I just used to be a person that used to get walked on a lot. And when I started to look at myself, I would see myself, my old self, in other men. And I started to tell myself that somehow, some way, someone has to tell me and everybody else it's okay for you to speak and call yourself up to the level of a God. Because if you don't ever do that, you'll have this miserable existence because you're just gonna keep on getting walked all over. So there's like staples in this thing. Like there's like characteristics that you need to have in order to not be a weak man. And mainly, you have to be purified. You have to be cleansed. You have to be cleared. So first off, the first thing that I did, I'm giving you my own personal experience. This is from my own personal experience, my own spiritual development, my own enlightenment, my own empowerment. And, so I'm telling you the truth that I've seen, that I've got to experience in my own life. And, so first off, let's start with relationships, towards yourself, not anybody on the outside, just how you relate to yourself. Your relationship with your actual self is the main thing that we're going to focus on, but I'm going to tell you how it encompasses everything else that occurs in your life, because how you treat yourself is a mirror reflection in this holographic perspective, because you're living in a hologram. We figured that one out. We have a field of space, a quantum field of space that's nothing separated. So this matrix of space that everybody's in, you are seeing reflections of yourself and the people that you meet throughout your entire day. You can't meet somebody who you're not like, who's not like you. They have to have some characteristic, some energy stamp, some frequency level that they're on, that you're also on, or you would never be in their presence. You could never cross that path, because gravity is separated by vibration and frequency. That's how gravity separates everything. It's how this whole thing is separated. So you'll see that if you're walking around and you have a group of friends, right? And this is personal experience, my best friend, love him, 25 years I've known this gentleman, the godfather to his daughter and son, I claim both of them. But, when I first met him in high school, when I was living in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and this guy was just like, he was the man, right? He walked around, he had a certain elevated level of confidence, meaning competence. He just knew how to attract things because he was magnetic, because he didn't care about anything on the outside. He wasn't so concerned about the field of space. He wasn't so concerned about everything that came, like what people thought about him. It was not his business, right? All of a sudden, I remember I went to college, so I left Stone Mountain. I went to Tucson, Arizona. I was in the University of Arizona for a couple of years, and I went to junior college in Scottsdale, Arizona. I would come back frequently, go back home and everything. I would come back and, meet my friends. And this gentleman, I started to see differences in him, just physical differences in him, but mainly mental differences in him. Like how he was treating people was a little different. He was never rude or disrespectful. He was always very kind. He was always very, very caring. But he treated himself first, and then he treated everybody else. So he took care of himself first. All of a sudden, when I remember just coming back, and he didn't seem the same. He wasn't doing that anymore. He was changing how he was approaching life. He was like, he was giving everything out, and he wasn't keeping anything in. So his glass was getting empty. He was just walking around. It's like, look, you're walking with a bag of love, right? Everybody has a bag of love, some sort of energy bag that they carry, like a backpack, throughout their entire life. You just be handing it out there. But you're supposed to keep something for yourself. You're supposed to keep it in for yourself, and as you grow, you get bigger, your bag expands. Okay, you don't start handing it out. And he was handing it out. So all of a sudden, when I came back 2007, 2008, he had no energy. It's like he had no energy. And it's like he lost respect for himself. And usually, this is a guy, we used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go train and go crazy stuff, man. You know, we got our weighted vest on, 20 pounds, we running, we sprinting. You know, we played full court basketball games from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. At nearby LA Fitness with our trainer, which was his brother and my, his stepbrother and my, his half brother and my actual friend and trainer. So we just used to hoop together. We used to go back and forth, just doing it. Nobody had to like ask us to get up, you know, like we just kept each other accountable. But all of a sudden he lost his accountability. He lost his respectability for himself. And what I was noticing was, it was based on entanglement. The friends that he kept around him sucked. They were losers. And I think that's the first thing that I'm going to bring up right now is losers. What do losers do for you? They influence you. They influence you to become a loser. And you're too nice. So most men are just too nice. They don't know how to say no respectfully to themselves. No, this isn't going to work out for me because I'm not a part of that thing. You're trying to please people. It's not pleasing people. Okay, so don't say people pleasing. That's not, that vocabulary, that word does not exist because you're pleasing yourself because you're afraid. So if you're afraid, it's like saying no to the challenge. It's not saying no to the thing that you should be doing. And then you label it as people pleasing. But it's not people pleasing. It's fear pleasing. You're pleasing the fear that's within you, that's being expressed within you. So you're still pleasing yourself. Okay, don't try to blame anybody else about what you did not do for yourself. You see, and so what happened was, you know, he had an accident, you know, but really it wasn't really an accident. You know, we went to go, we were training one day, playing ball actually all day. He had a major league tryout. He's a baseball player, exceptional talented baseball player, right? But the night that he decides, we just finished training, he dropped me off at my mom's house, like literally, we're 5 minutes away. So his mom's house is 5 minutes away from my mom's house. So, you know, so he, like literally, he just pulls up, neighborhood across the street, calls South Harrison, drives over, comes and gets me. That's how it was. And then the same thing, at the end of the night, same thing. And if I was late getting out the house, he'd honk, I'd hear him from the window, got run down the hill and like stuff like that. But at this end of this night, he decides he's gonna go leave after dropping me off to go meet some other friends, some losers, and, you know, get inebriated, get drunk, whatever, you know, smoke, all that stuff. And he winds up having an accident, you know, with his gun where he shoots, you know, he injures himself with his own gun because he's inebriated. And I didn't even know that, actually. It took years, this was like 2008. I didn't know until a couple of years ago that he actually went somewhere else after he dropped me off that day. I had no idea. And what he told me was it took a part of himself because then, you know, now, you know, he's injured, so he has to get help. And he's fine now. You know, he's all good now. But he had to get help at that time. You know, he was in need of help. He was in need of assistance, you know, to be able to move around and stuff like that. You know, his baby mom at the time, wonderful lady. You know, he just had a daughter, and he wasn't able to actually do for his daughter, you know, what he normally would do because nobody actually really see the real him, really, except me, probably other people. A few other people may saw who he really was, but no one really actually saw who he was. No, they don't know who he really was. And I'm looking at him all the time, and I'm like, bro, I've known you for 25 years. So I know you from the first day I met you to like today. And somehow you have this fall, this drop from authenticity. You lost it. Now what happened? And I'm telling you all right now, what happens is that you go around losers. And losers influence you. This is the quantum field, okay? So when you go around 5 people that suck at life, that don't do life right. Bad attitudes, negative mindset, negative pessimism, pessimistic, don't, seek challenges, don't seek growth. Don't have a growth mindset at all, period. They only have a mindset to complain, to blame, to brag about themselves, to make themselves feel bigger and make somebody else feel smaller because they know they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You see, when you're like that, people who say that I'm an alpha person, you're not an alpha person at all. You shouldn't tell anybody what you think you are. They should just know what you are. They already know what you are because of what you've been displaying and expressing outwardly. You don't have to go out there and say I'm the man and I'm him. We know you're him. We already know. Yes, you can reiterate, but we already know who you really are because we check the receipts. As you hear people say, we kept the receipts. You've been doing this for a long time. So people have also been doing the opposite for a long time. They don't want to admit that they haven't been giving their all. It's way harder for you, to not give 100% in life than for you to actually give it your best. It's really hard for you to be restricted and suppressed. That also takes energy. For you to compress yourself down and suppress yourself from being who you really are, it takes energy. And if you don't look at it from that perspective, you're not understanding how life works. You're supposed to be whom you really are. Every moment, time, point, and space. You're supposed to look at yourself and say, I'm authentic, I'm 100% me, and I'm free to do this. I'm free, and I have the freedom to do this, to speak myself, to express my own character, and to be myself. But what happens is along the way, you meet people who make you feel bad about being great because they're not great. And they try to make you feel bad and try to make you come down to their level so that they can stay around you like parasites. See, parasites can be in people too. And then they put it in you. So all of a sudden, you don't eat right. Your lifestyle changes. You start speaking differently. It's more negative, less positive. You start expressing yourself differently. You're not walking around with your head up. You're not walking around not worried about what people say. No, you're worried about everything on the outside. Now you start to shrink on the inside. That's what happened. And this gentleman is huge. He's not like 7 feet tall, but he's built. 6'3", about 230 pounds, solid. Ripped, great athlete. But he just all of a sudden stops going to the gym. Stops training his body. He stops speaking confidently about himself. He stops building himself up. And people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear you say, I'm great. Because they say, oh, well, that's just boastful. It's not. It's not boastful at all. I'm reiterating to the God within me, to my cells, how great I am. So it can make me feel great. I'm a programmer. I'm an engineer of my own mind. So he told me this, he said, it's on him. 100% took accountability for it. He said, man, I just lost myself. I was just going through the motions. And I was not living life with intention. Intentionally. Do you know what this means? Focus, concentration, intentionally. He wasn't doing it. So literally the entanglement that he had around him were losers. And so what happens to him? His gut health, awful. Changes his diet. Starts eating processed crap food. Starts eating trash. Starts drinking more. He starts smoking. The women that he's around, they don't have a good diet. They don't have a good lifestyle. They're angry all the time. And then what else happens to people who, especially men, what happens to men, is you get where you can't set boundaries within yourself and somebody else. They come at you and they bring negativity towards you and you can't stomp it out, but you're supposed to stomp it out. You're supposed to put that fire out. You're supposed to tell somebody, back up. You're supposed to cancel out the negativity because everybody around you is negative. Everyone has negative thoughts. I have negative thoughts sometimes, but I realize that they're fake. So I cancel them out. So then I go right back to positive thoughts. So I had negative thoughts. Now I don't have any negative thoughts because I can see things from a neutral perspective because of my level of enlightenment and how this world works and the universe works within me. But I had to get to that point. You see, so literally his entire story, all the women that he's encountered, He told me he was always trying to save somebody. He was always trying to rescue the women, trying to go to be a Captain Saver man, where he's trying to save whatever woman comes to damsel in distress type of thing. And I said, bro, you was just trying to save yourself. You was trying to save yourself, and you was trying to make yourself feel like worthy of something by doing this process, putting yourself through agony, trying to go to get somebody to be on your level when it's not even possible. So most men today, I take this I study from myself in my own relationship. You have bad relationships. You're sitting there trying to go to get aesthetics and get women who you think are beautiful on the outside, and it's fake. It's not beauty on the inside. Their character isn't beautiful. Their vision isn't beautiful. Their goals aren't beautiful. What they believe in isn't beautiful. You didn't ask no questions. You just went there, you were like, oh, she's got ass and titties, and she got some legs, she probably ran track, and she probably, goes to the gym and whatever, and that's it. You didn't ask her what her foundation is, what her mission in life is, what her purpose in life is, what her vision in life is, and if she can help you achieve your own goals and your own dreams and your own visions. No, you didn't ask any of that shit. No, you were a loser. That's what happens. Because you thought that this was supposed to make you feel good, walking with this lady on your arm. Because you didn't even know who you were. You're supposed to be a trophy yourself. You're a trophy too. You're a first place, you're a champion too. You see? It ain't just you're a champion because of her. Like, you can't be these fat fucks that walk around and they got these women on their arms, right? These fat fools that walk around with these beautiful women on their arms, beautiful aesthetically, not energetically. And they think they're supposed to be something special, or you're treated something differently, but you're not. This is how it actually works out energetically. You see, you have these gold diggers on one side, and you have the rich, wealthy men on the opposite side. But they're the same. If they were not the same, they would not be together. They would not go together. They would not be attracted to each other. You see these older men dating these younger women. And there's reasons for that. There's reason for that. You see a boom in like the OnlyFans category, where these women are making millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Why are they making millions of dollars? Because men and women are having sex. Because, somebody's not attracted to somebody else. That's pretty much it. Energetically. It doesn't have anything to do with aesthetics. It's energetically. Your attitude towards life. Your attitude towards me. My attitude towards you. That's essentially what it is. It ain't harmonious anymore. Because somebody failed on their level of self-care. And what I'm speaking to right now is the men. That you're failing on your level of self-care. 100%. So, your gut health. First of all, in order to be a strong man, you have to have great gut health. And I'm gonna give you personal experience. My gut health used to suck. I used to eat awful food. I used to eat nothing but meat, nothing but dairy, a lot of meat, a lot of processed food, a lot of processed junk food, a lot of fast food. And for the last 8 years, I've been plant-based. What I did not know until this adventure that I've been on this last 8 years was that I had no energy. I had low energy. I was very dehydrated. I was very acidic. And because I was very acidic, my mood was different because your food directly affects your mood. Because your solar plexus is what controls your energy. It controls everything inside your body. This sun right here is the light that shines from within you. So because I had such bad food, such an acidic body, I attracted women who were more manly than I was. Because I was too weak. I was as, and no, I'm not gay. No, there's nothing about that. But I was so weak to not set any boundaries and to not be able to express myself as a man. What happened was, I just walked all over. You can get played, you get walked all over, you get played, because they don't want you. Don't no woman want to be following a man that can't lead them. And you know why you can't lead them? Because you can't lead yourself. You don't have any self-discipline with yourself. You don't have any, you have an instant gratification mind. The next thing is the best thing. Next thing is the best thing. You just keep doing this. You keep on leaving your attention and going here, going here, going here. You can't focus concentration and set an intention to get this thing and get it done. You can't lead anybody. If you're a man that can't sit there and sit still with yourself and can't be together with yourself, you got a problem. You can't lead yourself. So mainly, my decision making on what I was eating was awful. And I used to work overnight at a hotel front desk, and I also used to play basketball. So I was in junior college this time. I was going to school, I was playing ball, and I was working like 3 jobs. And I was like, I have to make this work. Yeah, I have to hustle, and you got to hustle hard. All this, it was like, yeah, I had that stupid mentality, which was ridiculous. So I didn't know how to shop. I didn't read labels when I went to the grocery store. I didn't shop intentionally. I didn't know how to cook anything, really. I can cook simple things, but I didn't really know how to prepare anything that was nutritious for myself to get energized. I didn't know anything about that. So until I took care of my own gut health, until I actually decided that I'm going to stop what I'm doing, detoxify myself cellularly at a cellular level, and really get myself purified from the inside out. Once I made that conscious decision to do that, my life started to change and shift. Thankfully, my partner that I have right now today decided we're going to go plant-based 8 years ago, and I just kept at it. I didn't stop. I just kept learning and evolving through it, and now I'm here where I'm at today, where I can grow my own muscle. I'm fit, I'm energized, I'm charged up, and my mood is different. When you're not working in low power mode, when you're not functioning in low power mode as a human being, when you actually have electrolytes that come from the food that you put into your body, not some powdered packet that you're pouring into a jug before you go to the gym, or not a supplement of creatine, or not a supplement of protein powder. No, you don't need all that crap. Start to realize that I am made of proteins, branched chain amino acids, and all of a sudden I just have to optimize the ones I already have. So the ones I already have inside me start to work, start to be expressed outwardly. I didn't need to do any of this stuff. It's wasting my time, And I started to see just the biggest shift. So mainly my gut health started the process of me becoming a stronger man. Because once I started to feel better on the inside, I could step up, and I could step up to myself, to my negative self. And I can say, get out of my head. No, I'm not gonna start tomorrow. I'm starting right now. No, you can sleep in. No, I can't. Get your ass up. Start talking to yourself differently. See what I'm saying? Start to live with urgency. Not urgency like you gotta go panic mode. No. It's just like, hey, if you lived your life like today may be your last day, did you give it everything that you had? Did you actually go in and give everything that you possibly could to do the best job that you possibly could? Most of you, the majority of, hell no. And you can't lie about it. Ask yourselves, am I doing the best I possibly can? No. You have way more potential, infinite potential inside of you. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. No discipline? No. No self-worth? No. You see what I'm saying? Low self-esteem? It's not working. You can look at yourself and say, you have to esteem yourself. You have to esteem yourself. You have to praise yourself. People telling you, no, you can't say you're the greatest of all time. Look at this person. Fuck that person. That's your opinion. My opinion, I'm the greatest of all time. That's how it's going to be. Because I have to step up to myself. You stop sitting there diluting yourself all the time, discounting yourself. Discount. That's a curse word. Discount. Curse words aren't shit and fuck, and that's not a curse word. Curse words are can't. Can't. Yeah, can't is the biggest curse word that you're going to ever hear in your life. Can't. Somebody says, I can't, tell them, stop cursing at yourself. Stop cursing yourself. Weak. See what I'm saying? Anything that puts you in a negative space, right? Weak, tired. Those things are curse words. You're cursing yourself because you know why? It talks about the I am principle. I am, everything that you say after I am, that's not going to be. The fate that you're causing yourself. Why do you want to put that stuff on the app? Why do you want to say that stuff for yourself? You're putting yourself into a destiny that you don't even want to go through. I am broke, I am poor, I am stupid, I am slow. Stop talking like that. That's a weak man. You can hear a weak man just by how he speaks to himself about himself. How you speak about yourself to yourself. Literally. Are you your best friend? Your biggest critic? What are you? You gotta run a marathon by yourself. You're running by yourself. And people now come and join you if they know that you know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, nobody gonna join you. But people who are around you who don't know where they're going. And all y'all gonna be in a pool of people that don't know where they're going. So y'all all go to say you're gonna go to a restaurant to go get something to eat. All y'all are eating fucking cheeseburgers and french fries and stuff. Nobody's gonna sit there and say, no, that ain't good for our insides. We don't need that. Nobody's taking a stand and stepping up and saying, lead this, because they can't lead themselves. So the first thing that you need to do is change your gut health. Fix your gut health. I suggest, based on my own experience, plant-based is the best. Because what I'm saying, how this affects your sexual health, which is going to be the next topic, even though I have this at the bottom, gut health and sexual health are linked. Actually, all these things are linked. And as you begin with gut health. But let's talk about sexual health. Your sexual health, men focus on erectile dysfunction so much. Because erectile dysfunction is like rampant all over the place. And they're telling you to take this supplement, take this supplement, take that supplement, take this thing, that you're gonna fix this thing. Not gonna fix anything. So you fix your diet, your gut microbiota. The bacteria inside your gut, that's what either causes you to be able to express yourself sexually, or it drains your battery and you can't even get it charged so that you can get your penis to be erected. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It needs a charge. It needs to have blood flow. So let's talk about the medium, which is water. That's the communication system. So the reason why you can't get the blood to flow where it's supposed to go, okay, here, there's no system of communication. There's no medium. There's no water. You're dehydrated. So first thing that you need to do, drink some water. Each time you decide you want to have sex with a person, first of all, actually you need to vet them. You need to vet yourself and how your energy is doing at this moment in time. And stop having sex with women that you don't see as an asset to your life. That's a choice that you make. So stop being stupid. First of all, I'm telling you this based on my own relationships and my best friend. You know, he would engage in sexual relationships with women he never saw as an asset. He was just lonely, like looking for a companionship. Essentially, he didn't need to do any of that. And all you do is you're trying to find like a Wilt Chamberlain mind. Like if I can bed 10,000 women, I'm gonna feel worthy or like of something. No, that's not a champion thing. You're opening up all these portals of energy between these women. Why? For what? Every woman that I've had a sexual energy exchange with, from 19 on up, because that's when I first had sex when I was 19 years old. Some men had like 11, 12, 13, like young, and you kind of missed the boat on that, but I got to, not force myself, but yeah, I waited till I was in college. It was, it was great. Every woman I've ever got to have sex with, wonderful woman. But why didn't I commit to them? Some of them I committed to, but they didn't commit to me because I wasn't in my, I would say, not even alpha male. I just wasn't in my energy. I didn't have great masculine energy. I didn't have great energy. My energy was low. My vibration was too low. So why would they want to stay with me? I understand that fully. My partner that I'm with today left me on the side of the road in Malibu, California, 30 years ago. Left me on the side of the road. This was when we were actually first going through the detoxification process. And I was like, oh, okay, now I see what's supposed to happen. When you begin to detox your body, it all gets shaken up. Your entire world starts to be chaotic because your insides are changing. The outside has to start changing. So yeah, she left me. Rightfully so, she needed to. She needed to go in and do whatever she needed to do for herself. I was homeless by myself for like 3 months, walking around in LA. Just, still putting in my business, just still stopping at coffee shops every morning. But that was my process I had to go through for myself. I had just started taking Awaken, my first herbal supplement that I had created in Stone Mountain, whenever I had just lost everything previously from a financial scam that I was involved, because again, my mind was jacked up. So I was trying to get funding for my businesses, and you meet scammers online through COVID. They were like, you can't meet in person. So I was naive and stupid. I didn't know anything about money. I didn't know how it worked with businesses. So I was getting played. My cells were screaming at me. This isn't right. Didn't matter. I didn't listen to anything. I didn't listen to my partner. She told me. I didn't listen to my mom, my sister. They were telling me all the time, even my friend I'm talking about, And it was crazy because I'm not hearing my own subtle energy that's telling me to protect me. I couldn't hear. I was disconnected. You see, no medium. The water is the medium of connection to the universe. I didn't have it. I was changing my diet up, right? I was eating plant-based, but it doesn't mean I was still fully healthy. No, I wasn't purified. Think about this. You can't wash your clothes. You can't wash your dishes. You can't wash anything without some water. You need to have water. You don't wash dishes with apple juice or, what I'm saying? Watermelon juice. Yeah, it's good for you to drink it. Coconut water. You don't wash dishes with coconut water. It doesn't make sense. You have to use water, purified water, ionized water, charged up electrically water. And that's what you have to do for your body to cleanse it properly. You should have water with a negative ORP. That's simply how you get to cleanse the system of lymphatic and the glymphatic. Glymphatic is the head, lymphatic is the body, but below the head is lymphatic. So you have blood plus interstitial fluid, lymphatic system, all throughout here. Then you have CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, that comes up from the base of your spine to the top of your head, plus interstitial fluid, that's the lymphatic system. It drains through the cavities all the way through, and it comes all the way down lymph, and it goes out of your body. But this is the thing, your lymph cycles through as you exercise and you work out, lift heavy. And I'm not talking about going to go be stupid, gonna go pick up 1,000 pounds like you gotta show up for somebody. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually just moving your body so that you can move your body with, be pain-free throughout your days. And as you keep on training yourself consistently over time, your lymph continues to pump, it continues to move, and your skin is better, everything's better. You don't need to have supplements for it. You need to have protein shakes and creatine and all that other trash for it. But, back to sexual energy. And also, you need to train yourself to also have, sexual potency is the word I'm talking about. Sexual potency is your ability to actually have sex, perform the actual act of sex. And most men can't perform this act. Most men are 2-minute guys, 3-minute guys, 4-minute guys. You can't even move. If I was your woman, I probably wouldn't want to have sex with you either. You don't take care of yourself. Don't think that your money makes you the man. It doesn't. And your money does not make you the man. Because if your vibration changes and it starts to lower, that money's going to be gone. It's going to be gone because it's corrupted. It's not going to be the money that you earned. It's not going to be the money that is going to sustain you, because you're going to lose it because your vibration changes. So how you made it was you were going on the offense, and all of a sudden now you try to become like a hen sitting on her eggs, and you start to just hold and hoard everything because you don't want to lose it now. So now you become in panic mode, like, oh my, people are going to come get me. You stop moving in the offensive. You gotta stay on the offense. That's the best defense, is a great offense. Regardless of what people say. The best defense is a great offense. Make them try to stop you. They can't. Who's gonna stop you? Only you can stop you. So, sexual energy. Men need to vet themselves. Write down what do you actually want in a partnership? You want loyalty, you want commitment, you want a person who's business-oriented, business-minded, entrepreneurial-minded, you want a person who's, compatible with you, a person who supports you mentally and physically, emotionally, sexually, the person who's free-spirited. What do you want? You gotta write that shit down. Write it all down. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, I write down what I want, but life is a mirror. It's a holographic principle that we live under, the holographic principle, meaning you can have this entire world cut into trillions of pieces. It's just pieces of a hologram. So all of a sudden, you can break this glass, and this glass that you see is gonna have 100 pieces, but all the 100 pieces have the same picture and image inside of it. That's how the holographic perspective works. So when you meet your partner, she's going to be a reflection of you. And I'm not talking about gay men because I don't believe in that either. I think that's the most further away. You're the furthest away from neutral whenever you claim to be a woman physically, knowing that you can't have kids. It makes no sense. Same thing on the opposite side, women that claim to be men, knowing that you can have kids, and you nullify the ability to have a child because you say, I have to do this because this is like what I, see as my purpose or whatever. No, it's not. That's not your purpose. Your purpose is to be able to keep a generation going. That's what your purpose is. Plus whatever you are assigned here for. Do not think for one moment that you've just been given the ability to regenerate and you just don't use it because, that's not what God intended for me. Lies. I don't believe any of that. I believe it's stupid. So I don't even say that. Most people don't understand that acidity causes you to lose yourself. I did a video a couple months ago. You can check it out on my channel, talking about how being gay, being lesbian is just a choice because it's a lifestyle choice. When you have a different lifestyle, an acidic lifestyle, it changes your sexual preference. It does, and it's research proven. So drinking too much, eating bad food, going to bed, not going to bed, not being able to sleep, not turning your brain off. Your life is an alchemical adventure, okay? You're the alchemist. So what that means is you're always creating chemicals inside your body from how you think, how you act, how you feel. What you take in, what you drink, what you eat. You're always practicing these things. And also who you exchange your energy with sexually. That changes your pH, men and women both. So if you don't understand that, you are unintentional. You go to the club, you say, oh, she's bad, she's thick, whatever, and then you go to get the number, go whoever's place, meet up, do whatever you gotta go do. And then after that, you realize that now the thought processes that you have are from this person who you just had sex with. And then you sit there, you wonder why now you're in this circle of patterning, meeting these people or seeing these people throughout your days, or it's because of who you're entangled with. That's what happens to you. It's entanglement. Sexual energy is entanglement. But potency, the ability for you to do it, you don't need to have a Viagra pill because you can't make your penis erect. No, it's because you don't have a pathway of electricity inside your body. You're eating bad. So mainly the bad food that you're eating is causing you to do all of it. The food that you're eating, the thoughts that you're thinking, is causing you to pick the wrong sexual partners. But they're not wrong. They're right for your vibration and your frequency. So they're not actually wrong at all. They're completely right. But if it's gonna give you something in terms of growth or the depletion, it's up to you. You see? So sexual potency, yes, it's directly affected from that gut health. You need to fix that gut health. And I would say, again, plant-based is the way to go because you're charging your body up, you're charging your mind up, and you're creating a free-flowing channel of communication from your brains. Yeah, I said brains, because you have multiple. You have an upper brain, you have a lower brain too. But every area, every chakra has a brain. Every chakra has a brain. This plexus happens to be the biggest one, I believe, because it controls everything. You drink a sip of alcohol, your entire body is affected. All 12 cranial nerves is affected. This is connected to the zodiac. So look up at the sky, look up at the stars, you realize. All of your ancient texts, your Bibles, Egyptian Book of the Dead, all these texts that you see these names in, these, Jesus Christ and all this, and look, I'm a firm believer that all these texts are telling me the same thing about my basic human anatomy and astrology. They're telling you how to govern your own body and how to govern your own mind. What they're telling you to do, protect your energy. And it's telling you mainly how to govern what you eat, how to govern how you speak, how to govern how you think. You gotta be free, man. No more filters. Political correctness is death, so don't do that. You need to be able to express yourself freely, knowing that whatever consequences come, so what? The consequence of not expressing yourself is worth and the consequence of you fully expressing yourself and being who you are. Stop being afraid. Stop being a weak man. So gut health affects sexual health. It also affects your entanglement. It also affects your entanglement. So we talked about entanglement first with my friend's story. You know, when you're around losers, man, you're just gonna become the next loser. So you gotta go find winners. You gotta go find people who really want something out of life and believe that they can get it. And believe that they're worthy of getting it. That's the main thing, is self-worth. And I'm not talking about people who go chase accomplishments because they're saying the accomplishments are gonna make me look good in the eyes of other people. I'm not talking about that. You're not chasing anything at all. You're saying you're going from point A to point B, constantly going from new accomplishment to new accomplishment because you just want to learn, experiment, and experience things. That's your whole point of being here. It's like the creator is experiencing life through our eyes. It's living vicariously through all 8 billion people in this world. That's it. So we are the earth. The earth is within us. We are the stars. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have to look at it from the perspective of no separation at all, period. So you hear people, you hear these people on the TikToks and like, you know, there was a seminar, I think, Dr. Umar Johnson put on a seminar talking about Diddy and Bill Cosby and all these people, you know, who were basically in trouble or being sued or, you know, or in jail because of crimes that they committed. But in his perspective, he was saying, well, Diddy's only being prosecuted because of he sued the liquor company and he was, you know, starting his own political party and stuff like that. Like, that stuff is great. But I saw a video of him dragging his partner down the hallway in Century City, just down the street, a couple of years ago, and it just came out. But it came out last year or whatever, and that's look, you're gonna get back from the field what you put out. That's what I know. That's a golden rule perspective. You get back what you put out. So when he said that, he was on a podcast, I think, somebody was interviewing him, and they were talking about how he shouldn't have paid his, they had the lawsuit and he paid it the next day, and it was like, well, he should have waited, you know, because it made him look too suspicious. I'm like, he just a video of him dragging a young lady down the hallway. I don't give a fuck if you with the lady for 10 years, who cares? You're an idiot. See what I'm saying? If you're gonna support anything like that, in any way, shape, or form, you're also an idiot. Because he literally made a liquor. It's poison. Sue a fucking liquor company, who cares? And he ain't talking about no apple juice. He ain't talking about no green juice. No detoxification juice. Nothing to make anybody feel better. No. He's already poisonous. He's poisonous in his own mind. You see what I'm saying? So you're not thinking of it in terms of vibration, in terms of how low his vibration already was. People aren't looking at it from this perspective. And I respect people for being able to speak their own mind. You know, so, you know, thank Dr. Umar for, you know, speaking out on the topic. But I'm speaking out against that too, because I don't believe that shit that he said, that Dr. Umar said. That's ridiculous. If you are a bad person, okay, you're always being watched. Men. I'm just talking to men right now. You're always being watched. You see what I'm saying? So whatever you're putting out, you may think it is the right thing, but the feedback is going to tell you what's right or what's wrong. Your feedback and your attitude that you have towards life. This man had an attitude towards life that was ill. You know, ill. It was bad. Diddy, I'm talking about. It was ill. It was bad. You know, so he actually had bad things happen to him. You know, you got to look at it from that perspective. You have fluctuations in life. You're going to go up, you're going to go down. Positive, you're going to go negative, up, down, high, low. Positive, negative is just, you know, what's your purpose in life? You can say that's the positive, your purpose, what gets you up in the morning, positive. You know, it's output. It's when your eyes are open, you're living in your purpose. But then when you have the mission is when you have your eyes closed. You need to close your eyes to figure out how you're going to get this done. So most men don't meditate. Most men don't sit still with themselves. Most men can actually be still and know that they are gods. Like this, it doesn't make sense. You don't meditate on anything. So you don't know how anything works because you don't sit there with yourself to actually take in and process emotions and process things. And you just don't. I don't take anything personally. I don't care. Nobody has to agree with me. I have to agree with me. It's based on me. It's based on me. So if it's not, if I don't look at myself first with confidence, utmost confidence, like I am my number one fan, I've already lost. I'm lost. Nobody should follow me. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not looking at yourself from that perspective, there's a problem. So change it. And you need to change it as soon as possible. By looking in the mirror and actually ask yourself, what do you really want? That's the main thing. So, looking at sexual health, entanglement, all comes down to gut health. Let's look at service. Your service, what are you actually here for? Who are you here to serve? Whom are you here to serve? You have a family? Do you have kids? Do you have animals? Do you have pets? There was these two fires that were the Eden fire in next to Pasadena, California, and then the Palisades fire out here. I'm telling you, they got some low vibrational people out here. Low vibrational people in mansions and $1 million homes. And you would never know that they have a low vibration until you see what happens to them, what they draw into their life, and what they attract. The walls can hear you. Your car can hear you. You see what I'm saying? Your bedroom, your bed, the table. Everything can hear. Everything is conscious. All right? So stop being slow and be a little bit smarter right now. I'm gonna teach you guys how this actually works. Everything around you is conscious. Okay? Your subconscious mind is the field. Let's call it the field, the subconscious. So everything happens below and behind the scenes in the subconscious. So you can go throughout your entire day. Your entire day, you can claim that you're this thing, or this person, or this being. But your subconscious was going to actually do that thing. It's going to do it behind the scenes. See? Because whatever you're feeling inside your heart is what you really are. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That's why James Allen wrote that book, 1920s or whatever, throwback book. But it's a great book. So if you haven't read it, check it out right now. James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. I'm sure Earl Nightingale narrates it, actually. Like, you need to start to look at yourself and say, in your heart, who are you in your actual heart? Because everything around you it's giving you feedback at every moment in time, point in space. It's universal law. If you don't know universal law, you should learn it. Now, what is universal law? There's only one law. Everything is in your mind. Everything is mind. It's separated by 7. That's 7 chakras. So if you don't know about 7 chakras, you learn it again. All right, the crown goes out. You have your third eye. You have your throat. Most men's throats at this moment are cut off and blocked. They don't express themselves out. They don't say anything. Do you say what you need to say? What God told you to say? Most of them don't. And that's also, it's going to keep going down because we have your heart. Your heart's going to be the rhythm. How fast the beat of your heart is, that's how you're going to change the situation. And that's based upon the love that expresses the field out, that grows around you. Then next is going to be the plexus, the cause and effect. You're causing an effect, you're eating it directly. To change, that's the cause. What you consume, the cause. See? Then literally you have polarity, positive and negative. Positive and negative. You see, and that's like mission and purpose, positive and negative. You gotta think of it as 2 sides, positive and negative. You have 2 hands, a giving and receiving, a giving and receiving. You have two feet, a giving and receiving. 2 ears, 2 nose, 2 eyes. You know, you have 2 to see both perspectives, positive and negative. But then, if you just look at it from a grounding perspective, most men ain't even grounded. I used to wear Timberland boots, 6 inches off the ground. I used to be raised up off the ground. Crazy, petty. I used to be so petty because I didn't know that I was feeling bad on the inside because I wasn't connected to the earth. Had no negative electrons in my body. Not enough. I didn't have enough. I didn't know what grounding was. I'm gonna give you guys a simple, before this video's over, tell you guys how to do it. You guys are gonna get connected back to alkalinity, alkalign. I mean, alkalign in terms of your pH, and alignment in terms of your 7 chakras. But let's keep going. So your service, what do you provide? What do you do to serve humanity? How do you help? Because you need to help. You're only here because you need to serve other people. You're here to serve other people. That's why you're here. You're here to serve other people. If you don't serve other people, what are you here for? You're here to serve other people as your true, authentic, divine self. So you need to be 100% yourself. If you are 100% yourself and you serve the people the way you're supposed to serve the people, meaning you serve them as whom you really are. Once you look at it from that perspective, again, you then shift your perspective. If you can't look at yourself and say, I am truly who I desire to be at every moment in time, point in space, you ain't doing it. You're not serving anybody at all. Like, say you have a spouse, say you have a partner, and she's spending all the money up inside your bank account. You know she's spending all your money up inside your bank account. And you don't go and tell her, hey, honey, we need to discipline ourselves with our spending, right? And she comes back and she says, well, you're supposed to be something, and you're supposed to be. Calm down. This ain't how the conversation is gonna work out like that. You need to be able to check somebody. You need to be able to stop somebody. I ain't saying you gotta go and be like, bitch this and bitch shut up and you ain't that. I'm not saying all that. I'm saying you need to raise your chest up and say, honey, you need to relax yourself. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but you ain't talking to me. And then you say, let's make a plan. Here's the plan. And display the plan and lead. You ever had your partner, she's maybe not taking care of her self-care. Maybe she's gained a couple pounds, something's going on. Okay, well, you need to go there and tell her that. Honey, I've been seeing you haven't taken care of yourself. Let's see if we can, is there anything wrong? First of all, you gotta ask, are you going through anything? Is there anything that's on your mind, that's stressing you out, that's causing you, something? Is there anything going on? Because of course she's gonna say, yeah, but mainly what I've started to see is that women don't know that everything's their fault. Everything is their fault. So they have a way of blaming everything and not taking accountability. You have to be able to tell somebody. You have to be accountable. So you have to be ready to receive the backlash that comes from that. You gotta be ready to receive it. It may come to you, so that's okay. I had to take that. My partner left me on the side of the road when I was in 3 years ago because I did not lead anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't say what was really on my mind. I never actually expressed myself and said, this is what I really desire to do. This is what I want. This is how I'm gonna do it. I was always trying to figure out, how can I help her? Let her help herself. That's how you help her. Let her help herself. How can I help me become the best version of myself first? Like, men, stop doing yourself like that. That's not providing service. Letting people be free to express themselves, to experiment in life. Your kids, don't make your kids carbon copies of you. Hell no, don't do that. My father told me the greatest thing my father told me was he always desires for me to be better than him. That's the one thing I know. And he tells me, to this day, I'm sure if I asked him right now to this day, he would tell me the same thing. That's what you be better than me. I don't know how good he was, bad he was, I don't know. I just say, okay, well, shoot. And at the end of the day, I was gonna not do what he does. So if he's telling me that, whatever his plan or however he displayed his life or lives his life, don't do that. Do something else. That's what it told me. It didn't tell me he was gonna hate me because of it. So I shifted my perspective on that. Who do I serve? My family, my friends, humanity. How do I make money? I make money doing what I do. I love to do. That's authentically me. But how do you serve? Do you serve at the lowest level? Do you serve at the, just going through the motions level? Or do you serve at the highest level? Do you want to be great? Do you want to be remembered for greatness? Or just because you went through the motions every day? You see, there's a book called Relentless by Tim Grover. Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's trainer, Kobe Bryant's trainer, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, all these Hall of Famers that you see. He ran Attack Athletics in Chicago. He gives seminars and things now, so you can look up Tim Grover, you'll find him. And he has this book called Relentless. I read it 11 years ago, 2014. And he literally talks about how you don't think, you don't have to think. If somebody's hanging off the side of a cliff, you don't think, oh, maybe I gotta go, no, you go try to figure out how to go help them. You go run your ass over there, go try to help them. Are you a man? Women would do it, I would hope, anyone would do it. But I've seen people, they would rather call on the phone. Call on the phone. Oh my gosh, something's happening. I need help. You need to help me. Hurry up, please. Hurry up now. You can't take care of yourself. Most men can't even defend themselves. They can't fight. They can't raise their hand up. They ain't been to no gym. They don't know how to do anything. They can't diffuse anything. But their mind's burning up on the inside. They don't know how to serve humanity. They lost connection with humanity. And that's crazy. And that's sad. It's sad, man. This is all stemming from bad decisions and bad lifestyle choices. I'm telling you, I got left on the side of the road and it was my fault. It was all me. I was not leading myself. I was not disciplined, and I wasn't taking care of my body, I wasn't taking care of my diet, I wasn't taking care of anything. So why would somebody want to be around me? Even wherever I'm at. And I'm grateful for that moment in my life. I'm grateful for that moment in my life. Literally, and even after that, I was homeless with my partner for like a year and a half after that, helping her to get detoxified and get purified. So her world was crumbling. But I said, you know what? Rather than me leave you, I'm gonna help you through it because I just went through it by myself. We're gonna get out of it together. We got divorced, we were separated for however long, we got divorced. And I said, it's just the emotional place. It's just the energy coming back up. We're gonna fix this, but you gotta fix yourself first. But I know how to do it. So just follow me. Because now I have an actual plan and a format that can get my relationship back with myself, and then it was gonna fix the harmony between us, which is exactly what I did. I can thank the creator within me for giving me the blueprint. So most men don't understand that the most costly thing in their life is a divorce. That's the most costly thing that you're ever gonna have in your life is getting separated from your partner and she taking half of it. You're worried about that. Well, you were lying in the first place. You weren't true in the first place. You weren't honest in the first place. You were going against what your heart was telling you and what your self was telling you in the first place. That's why you had that problem come up in the first place. You picked the wrong woman. But she was right for your energy. She was wrong for your actual life, but she was right for your energy. She was a perfect magnetic match to what you were putting out. So don't complain at the end of the day. If you don't want that woman, then change your energy that you're putting out, and she leaves automatically, and the right one comes in. That's how it works. So whom are you serving, and why are you serving them? You should probably ask these questions before you go to sleep at night. Who am I serving? Why am I here? Why am I serving? What's the purpose? What's my purpose? What's my mission in life? And you'll be given all of these things. You'll be given these things, and you'll be given times and challenges to go through that you have to be able to see and become aware of. Subtle energies, shifts in mindset, shifts in everything. You have to be able to become aware of these things. And you have to be able to pay attention to them and feel them. So your service is going to be effective because you know why? If you're a weak man, you can't serve nobody. You're going to be too afraid. You're going to be too afraid to say what my philosophy is. You're going to be too afraid to say what you believe in. Everybody's going to dictate how you go to respond. You'll be like a puppet, and everybody's going to be puppet mastering you the entire time, moving you from here to here. Politically correct, because you're a coward. That's not how you're supposed to serve. You're supposed to serve by being fearless. I have a system called the Alkalign Lifestyle School. This is up here. I'll give you an example. I have a system called the Alkalign Lifestyle School. Alkalign on one side, which is your pH. It's supposed to be a neutral pH. I believe in a plant-based diet. I believe in negative ORP water. I believe in affirming before bedtime. I believe in sexual potency. I believe in beginning movement level theory. Stop picking up stupid weight because you want to be egotistical and make everybody look at you in the gym. Stop yelling and screaming that you need to be able to flaunt yourself. Stop trying to make people feel small so you can feel bigger. And change your mindset. By the law of vibration. That's the law of attraction, the law of vibration. What you're vibrating with, what you're going to attract. So change your attitude towards life. That's my one side system of alkalign and alignment. Your 7 chakras. So visual sound frequencies. Every single chakra has a frequency attached to it. This is my philosophy. Most men don't know a damn thing about frequencies, about sound, about the power of their mind, about the power of attention. They don't know about the biology of belief, epigenetics. They don't know about how to rewire their own brain. They don't sit there and become familiar with themselves through meditation. You waste time, you waste your life being unintentional, being not focused on something, on a vision and a dream in your heart that's bigger than you. You don't focus on that. Sit there and smoke weed, you sit there and drink alcohol, and listen to stupid consumptions of dumbass TV shows and BS. You sit there and slide in women's DMs who are not an asset to you, period. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. You go to a designer store to go buy designer clothing, but look at your body. Like, what the fuck is a pair of designer shoes gonna do? You ain't been to the gym in like 2 years. You got your gut hanging over your belt line. That shit ain't cool, man. Go get you a six pack. Show some discipline for yourself, that you actually can put work on yourself and commit to yourself. Then you'll get even more respected. I guarantee it. I guarantee you'll be more respected. That's a philosophy. That's my philosophy for every man on this planet who wants it. I didn't say all 8 billion people, because you don't want to work with me. You don't want to work with me, because I don't play short instant gratification games. I'll play the long game for generations to come. I rewire your brain for generations to come. So you can go through crash courses like I did, but you're gonna have to put some work in on your end. Don't want to put any work in? Don't call me. Don't DM me. Don't send me a damn thing. Don't sign up for nothing. Don't sign up for a newsletter. Don't do any of that shit, because we're accountable over here. That's what we do. We don't mess with weak men, because once I realized that being a weak man is a liability to society, I stopped becoming one. I changed how I was, 100%. Lastly, it's mental health. And this is a combination of everything, because mental health is spiritual health, sexual health, financial health, everything. How you think about money, you think about what money's for, how you think about finances, how you think about sexuality, how you think about entanglement, how you think about the field of space, evolution, spirituality. You have to be spiritual. You have to have some sort of knowledge about a higher self. You have to have some higher self knowledge and a higher realm. What are dimensions, right? You hear people say 4th dimension, 5th dimension, we're moving to the 5th dimension. It's perspective. You're changing your perspective on how life works. If you're not paying attention to how anything's working in this lifetime, you'll be sitting there working for $1 and dying at the end of your days, not having lived your life at all, because you were too afraid to actually live your life. You were too afraid to actually be a person that expressed yourself outwardly, and that's usually what happens to people. They become, afraid, and it's so unfortunate. It's a choice that you make. You made that choice to be afraid, to not express. You made the choice. Now, if you don't look at it from that perspective, again, you'll be losing out on a whole lot of life and time. Time is expressed in terms of vibration. Time is expressed in terms of your attitude. That's how time is expressed. So when you expect great things, the time goes faster. Your heart beats faster. When you expect bad things, you're in low vibration. Everything is slow to change. Just try it. Right on your bathroom mirror. Everything in my life is connected to my attitude. Right? Everything in my life connects to my attitude. It is a result of my attitude. And then write down, I expect wonderful things to happen to me today. I expect wonderful things to happen to me and for me. Put that, and for me today. Write down before you go to sleep tonight. Write down 300 things that you receive from God. Just put it down. Just say, I received these things, and make a list. Everything that you want from God, you write it down and you put it as positive present tense, meaning you are so grateful that you received these things. And you write these things down. I'm telling you right now, this is how your subconscious works behind the scenes. You believe that God hears you because it's in you. You know that it hears you because you're typing it in to the screen of space in the field. You repeat it constantly. You read it constantly every day, night, morning. As soon as you wake up in the morning, read it. Before you go to bed at night, read it. Your subconscious will take you there. All of a sudden, you'll walk in when your vibration matches. When your vibration matches to those things on that list, those things come to you vibrationally. That's how it works. That's how it works. You know, I used to be not I would say I was selfish in my relationships. I was selfish where I only wanted to, not saying I didn't want to please the woman, but I was selfish in terms of separation. I didn't know I was connected to my partner. So sexually, I know I was connected. Emotionally, I know I was connected. But you're always connected to the field, to everyone inside the field. So by living in separation, I had a problem. I was causing myself disharmony. I didn't know. That was affecting my mental health. Because, and I'm not saying, that people will have a different experience of life. They just knew that their attitude was the deciding factor in everything. See, so your life is literally a reflection of your attitude. So think about it like this. Great attitude, great results. Fair attitude, fair results. Poor attitude, poor results. In life, you want great results, have a great attitude. And that's really what shifted my perspective on how life worked. Because I realized, again, that the circle was here. My mental health directly affected by my gut health. So, if you want to learn how your enteric nervous system affects your mood, how your food affects your mood, check out my video. I believe I have a video on your gut brain. Check it out. Because you realize again that yes, your food affects your mood and your mental health. So stop drinking, man. It's stupid. Just tell the truth. If you have a problem, your woman's beating your ass energetically, tell her to stop. Tell her to stop. Because she's just doing what you're doing to yourself. My partner was leaving me because I was leaving myself. It's based on your own imagination. Everything happens to you based on your imagination. So how you're imagining it, you're playing the movie out in your own screen of space. So stop blaming everybody on the outside. Stop blaming, stop shaming, stop judging, stop. There's no point. You don't have to agree with everything anyone else does, no. You gotta come from a higher perspective and try to focus on a golden rule perspective. You want people to tell you the truth. You want people to hold you accountable. I used to have partner after partner I used to go through, and then not like 5 in a day, it was not like that, but yeah, I was like a revolving door, like, oh, well, maybe this one will make me happy. She's pretty, maybe she'll make me happy. Maybe it's like, no, they're not gonna make you happy because you're not happy on the inside. So don't do any of that. Don't start chasing things, trying to get a feeling from something else and using women because they're doing the same thing for you because they're thinking the same thing. That's why you attracted them. They're thinking the same thing. Maybe he'll make me happy. And don't be like, oh, but she left me. I'm so sad. It's just, she's such an awful. No, you're an awful fucking person to yourself. If you were the person that you were the man that you were supposed to be, she wouldn't go nowhere. If you were the man that you were supposed to be, if you're the man that God intended for you to be, she would not even have a look at another person. So stop making the excuse that you didn't show up for yourself. Once I really took accountability for everything that I had, that I was producing inside of my life, I just stopped crying all the time. I'm not talking about like literally shedding tears. I did cry and shed tears though. I did. There was times when I was so angry at myself, but I had to go through these processes. And yeah, it comes from you healing childhood things and all that. You gotta go through that stuff too. It ain't just a lady. It's you too. So fix yourself. Don't make your kids have to deal with you. I'm so grateful. I'm detoxing right now. I'm cleansing my best friend. He decided to commit to it. So for about 2 years, he was the first person that, outside of me, that tried my formula from awaken to replenish to ascension to now transcendence. He's gone through all 4 volumes and he's done a remarkable 360, and it's amazing to see the impact that you can have on somebody's life whenever you detoxify them cellularly. But he does the work. He does the inner work. He has the guides. He has the recordings. He plays the audios. He plays the sound frequencies at nighttime. He meditates religiously, consistently with a guide. He does these things for himself to reharmonize himself over and over again, to make himself sit back and sit down and gain emotional control over himself. He does that. He does the work. Most men don't sign up for it. Most men sit there and say, well, I need an instant gratification. No, ain't no instant gratification over here. You've been doing it for 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Bad attitude, bad diet, no hydration. My lady told me just the other day, she said, when I was a child, I didn't even drink water. I drank mostly like juice and processed things and sodas. And I'm like, oh shit, so you started off acidic. You didn't even know. I don't know how you made it this far. It's all chemical. It's an alchemical process. So if you can change the chemical structure that you have inside your body, you can change what's going on inside your body. But you've got to be able to commit to it. That it's a direct effect on your mental health, your cellular salt, the food that you're putting in, your circadian rhythm, what time you're eating throughout the day, how much you're sleeping directly affects your mental health too. This is why I don't sign up to anybody drinking caffeine or taking in caffeine, because it's a drug. It's a drug. It's supposed to be used to enhance bowel movements. That's what it's actually for. It's not for you to be stimulated enough so that you can stay up all night and study overnight. It's not for those types of things, man. People are misusing a lot of things. And again, on the concept of men and relationships, men, if you become the man you're supposed to be, that God intends you to be, you will have no trouble finding a mate, a wonderful mate, beautiful mate, a sexy mate. But the reason why most men now are losing out is because they thought that their money was supposed to buy them their fame from themselves. They thought that their money was supposed to buy them their love. That's not how it works. You can't love anything outside of yourself until you actually love yourself unconditionally from every perspective that you can imagine. So give yourself your best. Start with the process, training yourself. This is the process. 7-step process of the Alkalign Lifestyle. First off, you gotta ground yourself. Go get a grounding cord. Amazon.com, you can go get a grounding cord with a wrist strap or an actual mat. You sleep with it at night to get yourself some negative electrons and get your blood to start flowing, to start moving, and create some buoyancy so you can create some space for some oxygen to travel through your body. Next, we're gonna have change your water, negative ORP. If you can't afford a Kangen machines usually have a negative 639 ORP, which is oxidation reduction potential. It's antioxidizing water. It's ionizing water. Go to freshpure.com. You can find a location that's near you. If you gotta drive an hour, drive. Go take 5 gallons with you. Take 5-gallon containers. Go to Walmart. You can get $13 a 5-gallon container. Go take about 4 or 5 of them and go fill them all up. It's about $1.29 a gallon for negatively charged ionized water, which is, I think it's a negative 211. It's Fresh Pure. And to give you a perspective, most tap water is about 314 ORP. It's high. Most bottled water is in the upper 200s. So it dehydrates you when you drink that water. So don't get alkaline water from the grocery store. That's not the truest one that you want. So number 3, change your diet to an actual alkalizing plant-based diet. And don't just do it for healing purposes. That's not it. Like, how stupid is that? You're gonna be sick, and then you're gonna go back and you're gonna eat plants to fix it, and you're gonna go back to what made you sick in the first place. That's stupid. Plants are expansive. There's so many different variations that you can eat. So go to our website, alkalignnlifestyle.com. You'll see, we have an angstrom chart. We don't count calories, we count angstroms. Angstroms are actually the measure of wavelengths, because everything here is vibrating. That's why you measure wavelength. You're vibrating included. So you want things that charge you up and put what's called electrolytes into your system, so that you can now charge your battery. You see, you want cat ions and anions, cathode and anode, top and bottom of the battery. That's how it works. So you're looking at it from copper and zinc, two things that you can find in elements in a lot of plant-based food. So if you do it right, if you do the process right, and you eat the right things, you start to shrink. You get rid of all your toxicity. It goes away from you, and you can see better, and you can think better, and you can think clearer, you can think faster, and you can concentrate, and you can focus. But you get rid of all the things that are toxemias of your body. All the ADHD garbage and ADD garbage. You don't have a deficit of attention at all. There's no deficit of anything. You see what I'm saying? That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing the wrong thing. We actually put time and process things properly. That's step number 4. So you got step number 4 is going to be, you go through the process of affirming. You need to go through the process. You need to go through the process of affirming whom you really are. And this is a big thing most people do not do. They do not actually focus on whom they really are. They don't know who they really are. And it's kind of sad, because they never actually take the time to meditate on, to become familiar with their own self. So when you have step number 4, which is actually, it's energy relationships, so it's entanglement. Energetic relationships and entanglement. You begin to be intentional about whom you're choosing. You start to write down what you want from people. You write down what you want from yourself, because yourself is the reflection of the people that you're going to meet. So you have to choose it based upon what you're willing to give for yourself. You want commitment, you want loyalty, you better be committed, and you better be loyal. You want a person that's curious, you better be curious. So do not wish for things that you are not willing to give for yourself. It'll ruin your relationships. Step number 5 is expressing your sexual energy. Okay, so men, first of all, you must fix your potency. That's going to come from step number 3 and step number 2, which is going to be cleansing your systems. All right, you need to eat right, eat a plant-based diet. You also need to drink. The water is going to charge you up. It's going to allow for the blood to flow from head to your genitals. And that's going to at least get you to get an erection. But begin to get moving in terms of sexual exercises too, health, like Kegels, simple thing, Kegels. Whenever you go to urinate, whenever you go to the stall to go pee, when you hold it and you retract back that muscle that stops the urine flow, that's actually the perineum. You're pulling that back. If you can start to lengthen out the time that you can hold that retraction, that strengthens your ability to hold your erection, to lengthen out the time that you begin to pleasure your mate. Because people, you can't have 2-3 minutes and think that you're doing a great job. I got mine, all that. You don't need to have that mentality. Pleasure yourself, but also pleasure your partner, so she can keep coming back, because that is ridiculous. I'm telling you now. So, expressing your sexual energy, it's going to release you from actual suppression. And you see why most men don't have sex with their own spouses. Most women are attracted to them. And I'm not just putting on the men now, because women, you got problems too. You need to work that shit out too within yourself and change your attitude towards sex in general. They need that. Men need that. That's not something that it's like an optional thing. Like you need to have that. And if they can't get it from you, they'll go find it from somebody else. So, don't get mad when somebody goes to go find it from somebody else, because you didn't want to do it for your partner. Or you want to help him to get in shape, or you don't want to tell him to get in shape, or you don't want to, just direct them as to what you really liked. So that's on you. Like, so I do not believe in that either. I do not believe in that. I believe it goes both ways, 50-50. It's not just 100 on the men. I'm going at the men right now because I had my own personal experiences, but don't worry, because you guys got a video too coming up. You guys got a video too coming up. Molly will actually have Drea Anoka. She'll have her end of it, and she'll be able to go to express that out. So I'm grateful for that too, because then she'll let you know what mistakes that the women make in terms of alkalinity. But express your sexual energy, and mainly it's taking things that happen in your past time. Most men, y'all are too promiscuous and hoes and things. I'm telling you right now, yeah, like I could have been way better. Shit, I was promiscuous and hoes too. I didn't have 1,000 women or 100 women, like, no, but I was doing too much. I could have made way better commitments. I could have, treated women with way more respect and admiration. Not that I didn't do it in terms of, but I didn't do my best job. No, I did not do my best job until now, until I realized what that entails for me to do. So I did not do it in the past. I did not do the best job I possibly could. I mistreated them because I was mistreating myself. Then I didn't care about myself, so I didn't care about them. Most men can't sit there to admit that y'all were going from place to place, jumping ship constantly. Same thing with women, just jumping ship. Oh, I outgrew him. No, you fucking didn't outgrow nobody. Shut that shit up. You're supposed to grow together. You're supposed to take somebody and grow along with them. It's foolishness. And I use that same excuse too. Oh, I outgrew her. Please, that's garbage. I didn't grow enough until now. So express your sexual energy. You're gonna heal your generational trauma. Step number 6. Play your solfeggio sound frequencies at night. Okay, you have 9 frequencies. I'll tell you what they are. 174 hertz. Starts at your ankles. It's wheels of energy that go front and back of your energy. All right, so at your ankle level, 174 hertz. We're gonna ground you. This is your root. Then at your knees, 285 hertz. At your genitals, 396 hertz. Right there at your intestines, 417 hertz. Then your gut, solar plexus, 528 hertz. At your heart, 639 hertz. At your throat, 741 hertz. Mainly, in men, you're gonna need this gut. You're gonna need the genitals too. You're gonna need this throat. Usually, we have imagination, we have vision. Third eye is gonna be 852 hertz, 852. You have your crown, 963 hertz, 963. That's gonna be your pituitary gland, how you feel. So it's a whole combination of all these things. It's gonna be moving, trapped, stored traumas throughout back into your bloodstream. So you'll be thinking about these things constantly. And when you think about those things, you need to express them. Don't be a coward, don't be afraid. Express yourself. Believe in something, stand up for it. Stand for what you believe in. Do not be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Just do not be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Do not. Okay, that's where it comes down to. And forgiveness, forgiving yourself first. I forgive myself for being stupid and being young and dumb. I had to learn though. So I appreciate my experimentation and learning. And now I know how to treat somebody. Now I know how to treat myself. I'm very happy with that. So if you're gonna sit there and say, I'm grateful for my life, you're grateful for your entire life, your whole life. The negatives, the bad things that happen to you that you perceived as bad, and the good things that happened to you that you perceived as good. Because none of it was ever good or bad. It was just, it is what it is. And it took both of those things, positive and negative, to get you to where you are right here, watching me on the screen. Lastly, is what's called BMLT training. Train your body with the beginning movement load theory. You need to have more range of motion so that you can move yourself. You see, so this is a demonstration. So see how I can put myself all the way here. See how I can touch this, section of my body. I can hug myself and I can move myself and I can just, it's easy for me. It's easy for me. That's easy for me. This is it, easy. See what I'm saying? So you start to look at yourself and you say, how am I getting my body like this? You have to be able to train yourself for mobility because you can't be stiff. You walk around like this here the entire time. That's nothing. You're not strong because you walk around with your, because you can't move your biceps and you can't turn like this. You got to turn yourself like that because you can't move. That's stupid. That's not strength at all. Most bodybuilders can't do yoga class. They can't go to yoga class because it's painful for them. Because they can't even hold themselves up. So you got to be able to do both. Calisthenics on one end and strength training on the other. You got to be able to move yourself and move the weight. You got to be able to do both. So you have a beginning movement load. At the beginning of the movement is where you're really going to strengthen yourself. By opening yourself up, creating more mobility, flexibility, and functionality. Meaning, can you get the limbs to function properly? To actually display the function it's supposed to do at a full range of motion. It's full range of motion training. So once you have that concept working for you, your expression in life is because all the energy levels are clear. Now you can move freely without pain. That's it. I take full accountability for everything that happened in my lifetime. Everyone that I've, that perceived that I hurt, anyone that perceived that I did them wrong, I take all the responsibility for everything that I've done. Even the things that I perceived as great. People that I've treated great. I have to look at it myself and say, yeah, you probably made some mistakes here and there. And sure, it's okay now if you fix them. But if you keep doing the same thing, it ain't okay. Because you didn't acknowledge them. So, men, gut health. Focus on your gut health. Cleanse yourself. Click the link below in my description. I have my Awaken and Replenish detoxification packages. And I also have my one-on-one chakra detox coaching program. And I have a 7-day, this is for VIPs only, $100,000 a ticket. And for couples too, 10 people only. We have 4 retreats in locations throughout this entire country. We only have 4. First one's gonna be in April, probably for my birthday. So if you wanna sign up for it, you wanna heal your generational health, your traumas, your relationship, sign up for it. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not willing to do the work, you're not willing to extend yourself for at least a year's time, maybe 2 years, because I might have a mentee that's been with me for 2 years, don't sign up. Don't even look at it. So I'm not interested in helping you, because you're not interested in helping you. We don't do instant gratification things over here. So I don't biohack anything. I think that's the stupidest word I've ever heard. There's no such thing to me as biohacking anything. I think it's actually kind of silly. So what I look at in terms of people who have a commitment, you must make an actual commitment to being your true, authentic, divine self at every moment, time, point, and space. And you must make the commitment that you're going to be able to get yourself out of the place that you put yourself in. You climb out your own ditch that you created for yourself. So starting with the detoxification of your cells, that's your gut health. We're gonna get that working. Then focus on your entanglement. Be intentional about who you take your energy and you go around and you talk to and you express yourself with and you share things with. Be intentional about it. Make sure that they're sitting there and they're for your growth only. If they're not for your growth, don't go. Don't go around them. It's a waste of your time. Your sexual health, again, this is directly connected to your gut health, and also intentionality of entanglement. Stop picking stupid partners. Pick partners who are free, sexually free, liberated sexually. They can help you get liberated too. But also women who focus on their self-care, women who focus on their sexual health in terms of they're not overly promiscuous, they're not rebellious with their sexuality. That's an issue. Men also. So don't be rebellious with your sexuality. Don't be a person that can't commit to something because your chemicals are so jacked up that you're just trying to go around and do anything to sleep with everybody. It's not cool. You get no respect for that. There is none. When you open the portal of energy, but you better make sure that you take care of that energy. You don't leave on a bad note. Like you don't ruin somebody because you had bad intentions in the first place. Don't do that. If you don't want to have a commitment, don't have sex with the lady. It makes no sense. Don't do that. Service. Focus on providing the service at the best of your ability every single moment in time, point, and space. So ask yourself why you're here. What's your purpose? How are you supposed to serve? Whom are you supposed to serve? I know I have a specific setting of people now. I used to try to heal everybody. I used to try to go to get everybody to detoxify their cells, and I was, giving up here's my formula for free. I was like, here's my information. It doesn't work like that. Not everybody wants what you're putting down. Not everybody wants it. You know what I'm saying? So just look at it from a different perspective. Figure out whom you really are here supposed to serve. And you'll find the connection with the people whom you are directly connected to in your frequency and by the vibration that you're expressing outwardly. But focus on that part for service. This is all correlated to your gut health and then to your mental health. So these are interchangeable. Your mental health, how you think, how you act, how you feel, is also directly connected to what you eat. And what you eat is also connected to what you think and how you act and how you feel. So you choose wisely. So this is how you become a strong man. Stop being a weak one. Mainly self-discipline, self-esteem, self-assurance, competence. When you're competent at things, it creates confidence. You have patience, emotional control. Be intentional about everything that you do. Set the intention. Know who you are. Know who you are, 100%. And again, if you're looking for some help, click the link below. If you're a VIP, entrepreneur, professional, athlete, celebrity, whatever you are, don't matter. You want some help? You want to get your mind right? You want to get your gut right? You want to get your life right? I got you. Until next time. Peace.